In our previous video, we examined how internal tensions inside the Republican Party could reshape leadership battles in Washington. Tonight, we move from domestic political conflict to something far more serious: international escalation. Recent statements from former President Donald Trump regarding Iran have reignited debate over military force, deterrence, and America's role in the Middle East. Some supporters call it strength. Critics call it dangerous rhetoric. So what exactly was said? And what could it mean if tensions rise further with Iran? Let's break it down carefully. What happens when a former U.S. president openly signals support for potential military action? Is it deterrence? Is it political messaging? Or is it the beginning of something far more serious? Could this rhetoric trigger escalation in an already unstable region? And if tensions rise, who pays the price? Tonight, we separate headlines from reality and examine what this could mean for America, the Middle East, and global stability. Stay with me. Before reacting emotionally, we need clarity. Trump's recent comments reference the possibility of strong military action if Iran were to cross certain red lines, particularly regarding nuclear development or regional aggression. This is not entirely new territory. During his presidency, Trump withdrew the U.S. from the Iran nuclear deal and authorized the 2020 strike that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. That decision dramatically increased tensions at the time. So when Trump speaks about Iran now, it carries weight. But there is a difference between signaling strength and ordering action. Understanding that distinction is essential. Iran's nuclear program has long been a point of international concern. The Obama-era Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action attempted to limit enrichment in exchange for sanctions relief. After the U.S. withdrew, Iran resumed expanding its nuclear capabilities. Regional tensions involving Israel, Hezbollah, and Gulf states have only intensified. Any suggestion of military strikes today would unfold in a far more volatile environment than in 2018 or 2019, and that raises serious strategic questions. There are two ways to interpret strong rhetoric. 1. It deters aggression by signaling resolve. 2. It provokes counter-escalation by increasing hostility. Supporters argue that projecting strength prevents conflict. Critics argue that aggressive language narrows diplomatic options. History shows both outcomes are possible. The question becomes, is this strategic messaging or a preview of future policy? Domestic politics always intersect with foreign policy. When leaders speak forcefully about national security, it can energize their base. It can also shift media focus away from internal controversies. Trump has consistently framed foreign policy in terms of strength and unpredictability. For his supporters, that approach signals dominance. For opponents, it signals instability. Independent voters often evaluate it based on one key factor: would it make America safer or riskier? Let's examine the implications carefully. A military strike on Iranian targets could trigger retaliation against U.S. forces, escalate proxy conflicts in Iraq or Syria, disrupt global oil markets, increase tension with Russia or China. It would not occur in isolation. The Middle East operates through interconnected alliances and rivalries. Any direct conflict could ripple globally. That's why even rhetoric alone matters. Here's a critical distinction. Campaign statements often emphasize strength to energize voters. Actual policy decisions involve intelligence assessments, military planning, and diplomatic consequences. We are not currently seeing confirmed troop mobilizations tied directly to these remarks. That matters, because language alone does not equal imminent war, but language can shape expectations, and expectations shape markets, alliances, and public anxiety. Iranian leadership historically responds to U.S. pressure with calibrated signaling. They test limits without crossing into full-scale war. If rhetoric intensifies, Iran may accelerate nuclear enrichment, increase regional proxy activity, engage in symbolic retaliation. This dynamic creates a cycle. One side signals strength, the other signals resistance. and escalation risk grows incrementally. Ultimately, this debate centers on one issue: what approach reduces long-term risk, maximum pressure, or negotiated constraint? There is no simple answer. Foreign policy decisions are rarely black and white, but voters will evaluate leadership based on perceived stability. In times of global tension, stability often becomes the deciding factor. So now I want to ask you, do you believe strong rhetoric toward Iran strengthens America's position? Or does it increase the risk of unnecessary conflict? Should future U.S. policy focus on deterrence through force or renewed diplomatic engagement? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Keep it respectful. Keep it fact-based. And if you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to subscribe for deeper geopolitical analysis that goes beyond the headlines.